Good morning, good morning, good morning. Give a little wiggle, and I think some stretches you could do more than once, right? Because they just feel so good. So this one here, where we grab hold of one wrist and stretch over, I could do this countless times a day, no matter 2 times in a row. Inhale up, and exhale over. Inhale up, exhale, bring the hands around behind you, reach back, clasp the hands together, squeeze the shoulder blades together, let the arms lift, and then fold forward. Turn your head side to side. A little wiggle with the shoulders and a little side to side, maybe just to connect to your body. And come all the way back up. Inhale the hands up again, and then exhale and reach forward, dropping right down, hands reaching towards the front of your mat this time. You could drop your forehead on the mat, and then breathe, and breathe, and breathe. Walk your hands over towards the right. Peek over the right shoulder. And then walk your hands all the way back to center and keep going all the way over to the left. And then come all the way back to center and all the way back up. Sitting tall, bring your one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Close your eyes and move inward. Take a few moments here to scan and notice. Slow down the breath. Listen to the sound of the breath. Noticing eyes, cheeks, jaw. Can you relax them? Is there any unconscious clenching going on with the teeth? And roll the shoulders back. Notice if there's any tension in the shoulders. Turn your head, drop one ear down to one shoulder and then to the other side. Just doing the check-in here. All the way up, all the way down. And then side to side, looking over one shoulder then the other. And with the hand on the heart and the hand on the belly, it's such a comforting gesture. It's like a, I'm going to take care of myself gesture. It's nurturing. Drop the chin down. So just noticing that our body language, it's universal. Throughout the whole planet, will go up and down. And I think a kindergartner could, make a story up of when you've got your hand on your belly and your hand on your heart, what's happening. Maybe there's a little check-in, just taking care of yourself. Chin comes up, 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 and then down. And with the hand on the belly and the heart, breathing slowly and deeply and mindfully. Say good morning to yourself and set an intention for your practice today. Vow to yourself that you will modify as you need to, take a break if you need to, or change up things as you need to. And you can even repeat to yourself, it's all about me, it's all about me, it's all about me. So it is, it's all about you, it's your class. Make it your practice. Beautiful. Release your hands to the side. Inhale the right hand up, walk the left hand out. Stretch, press the right sit bone down. Hold, breathe. And now bring the right arm back behind you. And as if you're trying to get to the back of your mat with that arm, reach back, 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 and then circle and bring the hand to the right knee and come back up, nice and slow. And then left hand comes up. Reach over, you can walk the right hand out. You might even
drop down onto that elbow. Press the left sit bone down. Reach, 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 reach. Hold, breathe. If you can't breathe, it means you are reaching too far. You need to come up a little bit. And now reach the left arm back behind you. So if you're trying to get to the back of your mat, open up that left side, that shoulder cage. And keep reaching back. And then the hand comes all the way down to the knee and back up. Close your eyes again. Hands on the knees. Draw yourself up. A posture of supreme self-importance. So see if you can make your body exude self-importance and confidence. And close your eyes again. Let the outside edges of your mouth curl up. And breathe. And then hinge forward. Again, this time the chin comes up as you look up. Exhale, come back. Tuck the tailbone under, tuck the chin under. And we're going to round and arch the spine. So body language, I think it is really important. It's probably one of the first non-fiction books I read as a teenager was a book on body language. And it had nothing to do with, you know, enlightenment or self-realization. It had everything to do with, I want boys to notice me. But in any case, it was a super good book for me to read as a teenager because I was a mess as a teenager. And it showed me how I could fake it till I make it. So I could stand up straight, and that meant something. Let's make big circles. And instead of curling into myself, you know, with my hands crossed across my chest and my legs crossed, sitting, you know, I learned a posture that was more exuding self-confidence. Of course, you know, I was a teenager. I wanted to exude sexuality, truth be told. But sometimes those goes hand in hand. And so the idea of body language and fake it till you make it caught me really as a teenager. So let's go the other way. I think I've been a very physical person my whole life. And if you have kids in your life, teenagers or toddlers, children or grandchildren, it's something that you could talk to them about is, you know, sit up straight, but this is why. It's not because your digestive and your elimination system is going to be healthier and work more effectively. It's because you want to be perceived as someone with confidence and strength. So sit up straight again. And it's all how you explain it to them, right? So do the slouch. This is like, I call this teenage-itis, and also I see it in long-term care. So if you want to be perceived as someone that's just a little sad and maybe trying to hide themselves, so see if you can slouch a bit more. Shoulders down, drop your chin down, and then keep the chin down, but peek up towards the front. And see, this is a really typical posture. I'm going to do it from the side. Think maybe if you have your phone right here, you know, and you're just texting away and looking at, this becomes a habit. And you can be perceived here as pretty sad, a sad person. So sit up tall and lengthen and bring your shoulders back, lift the chest up. And I think we all have children in our life, whether they're grandchildren or grandnieces or nieces or whatever. So, you know, sit up tall, and maybe you don't really feel strong and confident, but the posture exudes strength and confidence. So it's just another way to look at the body, as people do an unconscious judgment as soon as they see your posture, I think. So let's move into, we'll just flow back and forth with our twists. Twist to your left and stay tall as you twist, because when you, we'll go side to side, when you twist, don't hunch over. Keep the spine tall. So I have an end to that book. book story about body language as a probably 19-year-old. Actually, I was younger. I had snuck into a pub at the Red Oak in Thunder Bay here, and all my girlfriends had left me and were dancing. I had to stand by myself, which was the most excruciating thing in the whole world. And so I practiced, and I was a yoga practitioner by then too. I right in my teens, practiced my yoga, breathing, and I stood up tall just like the book told me, and let's straighten the legs out, and balanced on my feet and tilted my pelvis and lifted my chest up. I did all of those things, and a boy approached me and I thought he was going to ask me to dance, and he came up and he told me, "You have the best posture I've ever seen." And it was such a letdown because I thought I was going to get asked to dance, and I thought, okay, maybe I'm working this way too good. So shake out the legs and let's come up to standing. But it was still a good book. Okay, so what's your best posture? Take a moment to go into it. And I always come into my posture from a yoga standpoint, but think about yoga standpoint, but also confidence and relaxed. So sometimes when people come into a straight up posture, everything tenses. Can you appear to be relaxed and yet, confident and aligned? Just noticing. Good. And then let's move into some sun breaths from here. Inhale the hands up. Exhale. Chin tucks. Inhale up. Inhale up. Exhale down. Next time the hands come up, bring the hands into steeple. And exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Release the hands. As you exhale, bend the knees, press the hips forward. First back bend. Notice how that feels. Inhale, back up. Think of it as perfect posture, your mountain. It's strong, it's steady, it's confident, but it's not tense. So relaxed and balanced and feeling, the pelvis is in neutral, not so much a tuck, not so much a tilt. And then take another deep breath in. Exhale and reach forward. All the way down, nose to the knees. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, drop back down. Inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips, reach the hands forward. And let's take a moment just to notice, how's the quadriceps, how's the knees today? And we're always noticing, right, in a state of inquiry, what's going on with balance. Inhale, press down with the feet to come all the way back up. And right back into half moon, so the hands come into steeple, reach to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, reach to the right. Always a feeling of lengthening, not caving in. Inhale up. And then exhale, bring your hands around behind you. Clasp the hands together. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. You can have the hands in steeple here as well. Chest is lifted. Gauge the pelvic floor. Draw the kneecaps up towards the quadriceps. So many different cues. And we'll start to shift into jackknife. If your hands don't want to come up, you could grab the tie, or you could let the hands rest at the waistline. Inhale. And then on the next exhalation, fold all the way over. Bring your nose towards your knees. Arms float up. Drop your head. Bring your hips down, bend the knees. Let the belly rest on the thighs. Turn your head side to side. And then drop the hands to the waistline. Release the hands to the floor. We'll move right back into chair pose where the arms reach forward and we drop down. It's nice to feel our muscles work. You know, and if you were particularly busy yesterday and bicycled 50 kilometers or something, maybe they're overworking right now. So, you know, give yourself a break. Stand up and then come back into the pose, or do a little body tapping all around the legs. But it is nice to feel when they all of a sudden start to work for you, isn't it? So take a look at me for just a moment. So we're not reaching forward, we're almost settling back on the heels. So it's not a matter of almost toppling forward. The hips are reaching back and the toes are almost superfluous. You can lift them up off the floor. Okay, let's come all the way back up. Breathe. Good. Inhale the arms back up. This time we will swan dive forward. So swan diving, we have a flat back, reach out to the sides and drop all the way down. Walk the hands to the front of the mat, walk the feet back, and moving into downward dog. Let's do a stretch in the calves, Achilles tendon, maybe a little slinky, press down with the heels, come up onto the toes, turn your head side to side once again. Stay mindful of your breath. Good, and then let's do a nice stretch here. Right leg comes up, reach back. Press the left heel towards the mat, bend the right knee, foot comes to the left side. Hold and breathe. Come all the way back up onto the toe, bring the right foot down, bring the left leg up, press back, press the right heel down, bend the knee, bring the foot over to the right side. And release the left foot down, come over the hands. So move into plank. Readjust the hands so they're right underneath the shoulders and press back with the heels, engage the pelvic floor. Draw the navel up. Drop the knees down. Reach your hips back, either puppy pose or extended child's pose. Extended child's pose just means that the hands are reaching forward instead of reaching back towards the feet. You can drop the forehead on the mat. And notice when you are deep breathing and your belly is squished against your thighs, that the breath goes into the back, or maybe that's where the awareness is. So still, full deep breaths in and out. And then round the spine as you come all the way back up. And we'll move into dolphin. So I think we did dolphin last week. But just a quick review for those of you that weren't here. Drop the elbows down to where the hands were. Clasp the hands together. Curl the toes under. Lift the hips up and back. And then we shoot forward and drop the nose towards the mat. And then come back. So you might have to move the feet from wherever they are further back. And it's like a push-up, but no weight on the wrists. So move with your breath, back and forth. If you have a shoulder issue and this doesn't work for you, you can just move into another flow, whether downward dog to plank to downward dog or to cobra. Again, it's nice to work and feel the muscles kind of shaky and complaining. Next time you come forward, come right down onto your belly. Bring your hands forward, stack the forearms, wiggle the hips from side to side. Notice where you felt the work, maybe arms, shoulders, core, and then bend the knees and let the feet windshield wiper side to side. Release the feet, bring your hands underneath the shoulders, inhale up into cobra, and exhale, press back with the hips, and come back into a seated position. I want to demonstrate posture, which I feel like I've never done online, so I want you to be able to see it before we do it. It's called threading the needle, and there's 4 variations. And you'll stop at one of those variations or you'll go to the 4th one, depending on your neck and your shoulders and your balance and all kinds of things. So the first, I'll just demonstrate. Just going to take one hand underneath from table. So all the weight ends up on an arm, and the right hand, the right foot, the left foot, the head's just relaxed here. And then okay. And then we reach out with one foot. Well, first we'll do a little balancing here just to see how that feels. That's one step actually. And then one leg comes out, the other one. And then an arm comes up. And there's a gradual descent with the right shoulder to end up on the mat. But it's a slow process because we're really careful and we're really listening to our body. So we're going to do this both sides, but we'll take it step by step by step by step. It'll take a while to get to that last step. So come back into table and situate yourself in table, and inhale the left arm up. Exhale, sweep the left arm underneath. As if you're, I don't know, it's called threading the needle. So now you're on the back of the left arm. Feel the right hand pressing both knees. Now straighten your right leg. So notice we've got the different weight bearing areas here. The neck is still relaxed. Good. Breathe. Notice your balance, left knee, the top of the left foot perhaps. And now press with the right hand and come all the way back up to table. So I find like there's 1 in 30 students often that this bothers their neck. So if it bothers your neck, it should not bother your neck because the weight's not on the neck. The weight's on this arm and that arm and this knee. But if you find that's what's happening, then don't do it. Move it. You can move into happy baby or cobra or just another posture. So let's try that on the other side. Inhale the right hand up from table. Exhale, right hand threads through between the left hand and the left knee, and we drop down. And we're looking over towards that right hand. Hold, breathe. Sometimes you might need to move things around just slightly so you do feel really supported. Straighten the left leg. See how that feels coming onto the toes. Press down with the left hand. Feel the back of the right arm, right knee. Good. Press down with the left hand and come all the way back up to table. And breathe. Inhale the left hand up. Exhale, the left hand comes all the way through. Drop down. And you're looking over to the right now. Maybe you need to reestablish the right hand where that is. And straighten the right leg. Good. So check into your balance and bring the right foot up off the mat. And we lift, lift, lift. Noticing the balance here. Lift, lift, lift. Good. And bring the right foot back down onto the mat. Reestablish your balance and see how it feels to bring the right hand up. Bring the right arm up as high as you can. Good, and the right arm comes all the way down. Press down with the right hand, bring yourself all the way back into table. So again, notice how that felt, and we'll maybe add another step. Now, bring the right arm up, look up, and then the right arm threads through, and you're looking over towards the left now. Reestablish your left hand, straighten the left leg. So this is what I mean by variations. This is where a lot of people stay right here, just hang out, breathe. But if you want to, you could try bringing the left leg up, just to see how that feels. Notice the balance. One thing is, if you do end up rolling over, we're low to the ground here. So the left arm comes up, and then the left leg. So we've got left leg up, left arm, noticing the balance. Shifting between maybe the toes on the right foot, the knee on the right foot, and the back of the right arm. There's our balance. Good. And now drop the left hand down and bring your left foot all the way over to the right hand. Drop it right on the mat. And bring your right foot over towards the left as well. Lift the left arm up. And then you can look up towards that left hand. So instead of the gaze towards the right, you're going to look up and start to open that left arm out to the left. So it's about noticing our points of balance here. And then bring the left arm up. And all the way back down onto the hand onto the mat. Swing your legs back around so you could press yourself all the way back up to table. And once you're in table, turn your head side to side. And then inhale the left hand up. Exhale, thread that left hand between the right hand and knee. Reestablish the right hand. Straighten your right leg. Lift the right leg up just to notice the balance. The left knee. Back of the left arm. And now bring that right leg all the way over to the left hand. Bring the left foot over towards the left hand. Bring your right hand up, look up at the hand. And let the right arm open up to the right. So yoga is not about the end game, it's about the journey. So it doesn't matter if you ever touch your feet in a forward fold, it's about the journey towards the feet. So we're just opening up, enjoying this journey towards the mat with the right hand. your right hand up again and drop it down onto the floor, swing your legs around and come all the way back up. There, so that's threading the needle, and it's, give yourself a little shake. I find it's a really awkward one, and it's a really different kind of posture. We used to do this posture for years and years and years when I was a student of Kaya's, and then when I went to Toronto and did Esther Meyer's classes, we would do the whole thing and end up with the shoulders down, and it's, you know, it's called threading the needle, just an odd posture, I think. So now you know it. Bring the knees up, and we're going to come into a squat. So come onto your toes, knees up, and then bring your hands to your knees, and lift the chest up, bring your shoulders back. Inhale the hands up, and exhale down. The yoga is wonderful for kind of finding your body in space. Where do you begin? Where do you end? Sometimes I think we could even, you know, locate muscle groups with our mind's eye, because we could feel them. Where do they begin? The insertion, where do they end? So let's open the knees a little wider, drop the hands down, and we'll move into a balancing pose. So see if you can come right down onto your feet and the heels. If this squat doesn't work for you, stand up and just come into a squat. Well, we're going to go from our prayer squat into crow. So the elbows are in the crooks of the knees, open the hands, and then drop the hands on the mat. Shift your body forward and bring your left foot up and then the right. You might stay on the tippy toes because that feels like the perfect thing for you to do today. Drop the heel, feet back down, and then let's come all the way back up. Enough of those wrists. Give them a little wiggle, the hands a little wiggle, shake out the legs. We'll move into a flow, the moon salutation. So plant the feet, gauge the pelvic floor. I think there was a full moon last night. Was it the strawberry moon? So this is fitting. Inhale the arms up. So if you're tracing the full moon, bring the hands into steeple. Exhale to the right. Half moon. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale. 5-pointed star. Inhale. Exhale into warrior goddess. Inhale back up, 5-pointed star. Turn the feet to the right foot's away at a 90-degree angle. Draw the right kneecap up towards the quadricep and reach towards the right, and then hinge into Trikonasana. Let's stay in Trikonasana for a while just because it's such a great pose. So if you drop down to touch the foot, come up a little bit. Bring the left hip back, the left shoulder. That's the most common adjustment a teacher would do if she was walking around the room and was going to give you an adjustment. They'd bring the left shoulder back, the left hip back. Because there's a tendency, if you could see me, to lean, to roll over to the left, but we want to drop down without the rollover. Trikonasana, good. Now bend the right knee. Left arm's going to keep coming, and we'll turn to the right and come up into warrior one. Feel the sturdiness of that front leg, the knees right on top of the heel, and pressing back. So if you have a foot injury, maybe you've got, or a balance issue today, maybe you're on the left heel, you've got that left foot right on the mat. Otherwise, you might be on the back toes. And let your body pulse with your breath, dropping down, lifting up.
And then drop the left heel down, right knee stays bent into warrior two. Double check that you're in the middle, so you're in the middle of the front foot and the back foot. You're not leaning forward or back. The arms are reaching forward and back. The chest is lifted. The pelvic floor is lifted. Stabilize the pelvis. Imagine the inner thighs drawing together. And then straighten the right leg. Change the feet up. Here we are, back in 5-pointed star. Inhale. Exhale, drop down. Warrior goddess. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Move the feet to the left, reach to the left, draw the left kneecap up as you reach to the left, and then swivel into triangle, Trikonasana. Reach up, left arm soft, relaxed, feather light against the left leg. No weight, there's no weight bearing here. Bend the left knee, bring the right hand over to the left, turn so you're facing the left side of your mat, and inhale. Both hands up, left knee stays bent, warrior one. Drop the right heel down, drop the arms down into warrior two, reach forward, reach back. And I think the most common adjustment here would be for a teacher perhaps to lightly touch your clavicles. There won't be any touching, right, in the new classes when they start, and say, press into my touch. So meaning lift the chest up. And straighten the left leg back into 5-pointed star. The press touch for this one would be the right fingertips, the left fingertips, press into my touch, meaning reach out. And then a light touch at the shoulder blades, draw the shoulder blades together behind you. Drop down into warrior goddess and come back up, 5-pointed star. And then feet come back together, arms float back up, reach to the left this time. Exhale, hands come all the way around, all the way down. Hands come to prayer position, to the heart. And right up to the third eye, and release the shoulders. Come to the front of your mat, and we'll move into another flow with our sun salutation. So remember, you can always use your chair here as well. Come right up, engage the pelvic floor, find that, think of it again, the perfect posture, exuding confidence and strength, but relaxed, so not fierce. We can be strong without being, nothing wrong with being fierce, but let's be a relaxed yoga practitioner. Inhale the arms out and up. Look up at the hands as they come together. Exhale, down in front. Follow them with your gaze. Inhale, up and back into your back bend, pressing the hips forward. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, drop back down, hands beside the feet or using the blocks. Inhale the right foot back into our lunge. Let's stay in the lunge because we haven't been in the lunge. So a little back and forth here. Always a sense of ready, set, go. We're ready to go.
And good, and then come into stillness. Inhale. As you exhale, bring the left leg back, downward dog. Lift the hips up and back. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Soften the knees, press the hips back, relax the shoulders. Inhale as you come forward into plank, and we'll hold in plank. And let's, instead of moving into an upward dog, let's do a push-up, but drop down, all the way down onto our belly, slow as you can, until you're right on your belly, and you can reach back with the legs, bring your hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the elbows in, press the pubic bone into the mat, inhale up into cobra. Curl the toes under and come right back up into plank, right back into downward dog. Look between your hands, inhale the right foot up to the front of your mat, back in our lunge. Exhale, left foot up, bring your head towards your knees. Inhale, up and back. And exhale, the hands down. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, drop back down. Inhale the left leg back. Exhale, right leg back, downward dog. Inhale forward into plank. As you exhale, see if you can come down nice and slow, maybe hover, and then drop the whole length of the body on the mat. Inhale up into cobra. Curl the toes under, come all the way back into downward dog. Inhale the left foot up to the front of your mat. Exhale, right foot up, bring your head towards your knees. Inhale, up and back. And exhale, hands come down. Good. Sun salutation. I mean, it just covers everything, right? Our back bends, our forward bends, our lunges and down dogs and strength bearing, weight bearing exercises. I think it's fantastic. But let's do a little bit more for our muscles. Grab hold of your resistance band. And we'll assume a wide stance with the feet. Lift the band up overhead. And we're going to stretch out and drop the band behind the head. Stabilize the pelvis with the pelvis drawn up. Inner thighs, imagine they're drawing together so you feel really strong in your base. Just a little back. And you might be able to bring the arms all the way back and down. A little more work. Breathe into it. And then side to side, nice and slow. Again, there's not a caving in. There's lots of strength involved as you go side to side. If this feels like too much for you, this using the resistance band for this, then just use your yoga strap, or don't try and stretch it quite so much. up, release the hands forward, bring the legs together and arms straight out in front. Find that strong, confident pose. And you know, the more you practice it on the mat, you know, the drawing up of the kneecaps, the drawing in of the pelvic floor, the chest slightly lifted and the shoulders drop back. The more you practice this strong, confident pose on the mat, it just comes. It's just the way you stand. Whether you're standing in a lineup, whether you're, you know, the way you walk will be influenced by the thought of straight posture is the way to go. Whether you're coming at it from a health perspective or you want to look strong and confident. Whereas the teenager that I was, you want to just pick up boys. So whatever, you know, the reason, and everybody comes to yoga for different reasons, right? Some because, oh, you know, they hear that you get really flexible and they know that they're not. Some people come to yoga just because it's the coolest thing to do and they want to wear Lululemon. When I was, you know, 15 and I got my book, I wanted to start yoga because I wanted to go to India and hitchhike around India and get a little red dot on my forehead and, you know, wear saris or something. It doesn't matter why you come to the practice, but you just hope to stay, and then you get all the benefits of the peaceful feeling. You get the strength, you get the balance, the equanimity, and the body awareness. And release. And I think, you know, a yogi from 100 years ago wouldn't even recognize what yoga is today as yoga. But evolution is a normal thing. Evolution is a happy thing, a healthy thing. If we want to stay close to the roots of yoga, then as you move, keep your focus on your breath. Stay present. Take your yoga off the mat and move from a place of peace and equanimity. Speak your words with, you know, truth and peace. Be an advocate for social justice. These are yoga attributes, just as much as the sun salutation is. Like Gandhi, what Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world. Be the change. Release. Step on your band or sit if it's a shorter band. One more. Slow it down, so really make it count. Really changes things up if you slow it down. So you can let go of the tie, wiggle the fingers, and we're going to drop down just for a little bit of squat before we move into Shavasana. So you can open the legs nice and wide and a little side to side. Good, good. Squats are so important, so many levels. And then come into stillness with your squat, whether you're in a low squat or a high squat. Good, good. Breathe. And then hands on the mat. And let's come all the way down into a seated position. So I'm just going to go over a new breath, for some of you a new breath before Shavasana, and then I'd like to encourage you when you come into Shavasana to stay with that breath. And it's called the box breath. And it's 4, 4, 4, and 4. You inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold out, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold out, 2, 3, 4. So that's the sequence. 4, 4, and 4. If that feels awkward or a strain, then you can just breathe however you'd like. So you could come down onto your backs for Shavasana, put your legs up on a wall, or put your legs up on a bolster or a pillow, and we're moving right into Shavasana with the box breath. So we'll start with a mindful breath just for a couple of minutes, and then you can let it go whenever you're ready. So coming down onto your back, maybe you prefer to stay in a seated meditation, and begin. Let go of any control of your breath. Relaxing into Shavasana. Feel your body anywhere it's touching the mat or the wall. Notice the temperature of the body. See if you can let gravity draw you deeper into this space of relaxation. bring your hands to your heart and affirm to yourself, I am at peace. I am content. I am loved. And then you can wiggle your fingers and toes, turn your head side to side. Slowly bring yourself up to a seated position. And we'll chant the sound Om to end class. Inhaling. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace. And you could bow to the light within yourself and open your eyes and shine your light. Namaste.